So, hello. I'm actually going to start off with a story today, take you on a bit of a journey about my culture and my call, what it means to me in my organisation. I, like Julia and others, have lived all over Europe and the UK, so didn't settle anywhere until I was a teenager in Yorkshire. So I'm not actually born and bred, but I lived there, and I think some of the culture actually had it rubbed off on me. People in Yorkshire are fairly blunt, they're fairly bold. Apologies if anybody else is from Yorkshire. So, just some of the things I wanted to give you a bit of background on was what has rubbed off on me. Well, clearly the accent, my Yorkshire accent has rubbed off on me. My ability to be quite bold and ask those hard questions, sometimes a bit too forthright, and if I offend anybody, I find out after the effect. So some of that has rubbed off on me, and I've realised that, and I've actually learned the hard way to do that. But I do love the people from Yorkshire, because you actually know where you are with them. It's very, very black and white. So skip to 14 years ago, that's me and my husband, when we made the decision to move from the UK to New Zealand. My husband's a Geordie from Newcastle, which is another culture altogether, but we haven't got time to do that today. So we moved to New Zealand, and we decided to spend 3-4 months travelling around New Zealand and Australia, really get an opportunity to settle into the company, the culture. We had a fabulous time, and then real life hit, and we had to look for jobs. I had a job, the job that I'm currently in, but my husband didn't. So let the job hunting begin, and this is the point of my story. We thought this, it would be a job hunt, it would be a new process, a new country, but there was high employment in New Zealand. We didn't realise that New Zealand experience would stop my husband getting work, but we didn't know what it was. We kept saying, well, why was it so important? Every recruitment agency, everybody said, you haven't got New Zealand experience. So what was the problem transitioning into a role? He'd got a good CV, I'll give him that credibility, so it did surprise us. We expected it to take a while to transition to a new country, but I suppose the shock of that was we didn't realise this would be a barrier. Whammy number 2, several recruitment agencies said to my husband, lower your expectations. Take 1 job lower than you had in the UK, take 2 jobs lower than you had in the UK. So what's the relevance of this story to CQ? I just wanted to demonstrate that this is our personal experience of coming to a new country, and that we didn't think, naively of us really, that there would be any problem fitting. We spoke the same language, economic was fairly similar, yes it was 12,000 miles away, but other than that, it was the same kind of industry. So this was our experience, is that we weren't going to fit in, and it would take years to re-establish the roles that we'd had in the UK. So, big question I've got for everybody really is, time has moved on, this is 14 years ago, but has anything changed? Really, has anything changed? Are people saying anything new and different? In my experience, actually that is still a reality. Industries are looking to recruit more people, and we are still looking at a smaller pool of candidates. Are those people being ignored and overlooked because they haven't got New Zealand experience? Just for example. Today, hopefully everybody who's here can see the need to look at those different candidates of different cultural, ethnic, gender, generational diversity. But what about those that don't see the need to change or don't want to change? What can we do to help in that area? Everybody's gone through the stats, so I won't, because I know we're short of time. But if you don't embrace the change, then people are going to miss out. The companies and the organisations that are here today, I would argue, are the ones that are already thinking about this as a topic. It's embedded in their management system, their CEOs. They're already seeing the benefits of being culturally intelligent. So you guys, I know you guys get it, I'm preaching to the converted. I suppose my question is, your customers will expect you to be culturally diverse. Your customers will expect it of you. So, for organisations that don't embrace it, I really feel they're going to be the ones that are missing out. But they're not here. Sorry. sorry, a bit of a strange slide, but is this really what we want? Is this really what we want? Do we want to recruit organisations and teams where we all look the same, where we all are the same, and we don't embrace different cultures? Are we still recruiting on EQ? Because that does create a bit of a cult mentality, that people are the same, they do the same, they hang out together the same. So when you talk about culture, and I think Carol touched on it before, and all the other speakers have touched on this, I think it does have a different definition in different organisations. Different people will define it in different ways. And it's less about your own personal views, but the views of what your company needs, what your organisation means. So, my personal view is it's okay to not recruit me, because we've already got one of me, but we don't need another me. I need people who are not me, who will challenge, who are different, and don't look like me. And what are the benefits? I think we all know the benefits, but this is one example where I think when we talk about innovation, and I would just ask you, is there anybody in the room whose organisation isn't looking to innovate? Anybody say, no, we don't want to innovate, we don't want to develop? The Medici effect actually talks about the benefits of diversity. The Medici effect is well known. It has hundreds of cases of where collaboration across ethnicities, cultures, generation, ages, industries actually positively impacts on innovation. So if you want your business to be innovative, think outside of your normal business operation. So a bit about who we are. Well, our industry, I would say, in travel and tourism, it's about travel. Travel is an industry where people love to talk about it, they love to do it, they thrive on that. They absolutely thrive on the ability to share that passion and that love with people. And in my experience, it's an industry which attracts people who have a genuine love for it. And at their very core, they love the new experiences, the new culture, and they actually thrive on that. That's what keeps them alive. And these people are the ones that love serving people, helping and meeting new people, which by definition would say that these people have a high cultural intelligence. So who are we? At ITC, we're all very passionate travel and tourism people. We all love what we do, and we've all had that extensive experience for our career in travel and tourism. Our values are what we recruit for. So when you talk about cultural fit, yes, I do say that we recruit on cultural fit. When I say that, I mean their love of the industry, their passion. I want them to exude passion. I don't care about their culture, but that's at the core of what we look at, is that the people have that embedded. I love to travel, I love to talk about it, I love to share about that. And they still do. So we do recruit on cultural fit, the definition being that culture in their core is about the industry. And then we train for skills. You can't teach somebody to be passionate. As Ken Robinson said, you either endure or you enjoy your work. So I would challenge you all, do you endure or you enjoy your work? Our students are all different. We recruit our students, so we don't just accept any student. We recruit our students on the same values as we recruit our team. So we recruit people who are enthusiastic, they're passionate, and they're curious about the industry. And these are young and old people across different generations, different cultures, who have the same enthusiasm that we have for the industry, the same love that we have for the industry. We have a different cohort of international students and Kiwi students, but Kiwi students by definition are different. So it's important for us to have students who have the same values that we as an organisation have. And I know you're thinking, well, how do you do that? That's okay if you stand there and tell me. But how do we do it? It's really hard. It's really hard to do this because you have to encourage, motivate, inspire, set high standards, role model behaviour. We're training people to work in the New Zealand tourism industry and to represent themselves and the industry that they work in. So we're open, we're honest, and as I say, we set very high standards because we expect them to succeed in the industry regardless of their culture. So my last thought, I'll leave you with the little Sir Richard quote. and how do you do this? It's continual. Everybody said you start on this process, but you just have to invest in the people. Nobody learns everything and nobody knows everything. I still learn all today on a continual basis. So it's about investing in people, not just people who've been with you a year or people who are from this culture, it's just about investing in the people. So my last question really is, so how can we encourage and influence more people to see the benefit of having a culturally diverse employment? So anyway, I finished on time. Thank you very much.